So I'm thinking a lot about past, I guess, and documentation and reflection, and thinking about being versus doing. A comment a while back about the best motivator is progress, and I've noticed that the last couple of days, doing something makes you feel good, and so that is a good motivator. And when you don't do something, you have a tendency to feel more sluggish. This is personal, perhaps. But is that what we've created? So the last couple of days, trying to catch myself in that mindset and focus more on being. It's hard. It's very freeing. And then I start thinking about equity, and I do believe a future will be more focused more on being. But I feel like we're not in that equitable state. And to get there, I feel the urge to be doing and to see progress, I guess. And then I started to wonder, is that why we're in this state? Because we keep thinking that. I guess I'm really curious. I just really believe and see this as citywide, as the day, as a complete change, as a disruption. And once we get to that point, I think it can be more about being, and you won't be checking yourself. How much did I do? At the end of the day, you'll be saying more. And you won't even be. You'll just know. It'll just be a grokking. A lot of this has come up because I'm trying to do the brain or the Instagrok. I'm doing the site, and I'm noticing a focusing and a settling in on people all the time. And I know that's what people always ask, who's a part of the lab, you know. And it's really hard because, like, who isn't if it's a mindset? And then in order to tell people about who perhaps is, it's this labeling process. And then it's, in my mind, it's this pigeonholing process. The balance of being able to share without confining. I'm thinking of Alan Langer now. So, the question to myself, am I fooling myself? And that's why we're where we're at, because everyone always thinks they've got to do the doing to get to a place where we can do the being. I mean, I do truly believe we're in this pivotal point, and yeah, people have talked about it in history, but I do feel like we're at a point where tech and people and time and space can work together so that our days are completely different. So I guess if that's the case, then I am working with Krill and Jerry and trying to get this visual of like what David Weinberger writes about, that it's this network versus this pyramid. How to share that vision so people start believing that whimsy matters. The way of the rhizome, not knowing because we can't. So being okay with that. Being okay with not having a checklist at the end of the day. The evidence is in the health of the community. How are the people around you doing? So as I hear myself talking, I feel like that is something that needs to be done. That's something I need to be doing so that being is more equitable. For whatever reason, I find a lot of people don't feel they can be. So in my mind, I'm leaning more towards doing when I know I need to be being. So how can I do the doing in a way to hasten the being and also model the being?